nisaidie na hii. Hata kama ni 5 mbili.
Ndio na road vizuri. Sawa sawa. Ndio na road vizuri. Nione 5 moja iko hapo. Uko na bahati. Poa poa. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Let's like the live. Let's like the live. Happy Friday. Thank you guys. Thank you for joining. Thank you so much for the like. Happy Friday everyone. Let's the like guys. Let's like, let's share, as well as subscribe if this is your first time on this platform guys. How are you doing guys this Good Friday? How is everyone? How are you doing this Good Friday guys? How are you doing this Good Friday? Let me know who has joined, and guys, I'm going to appreciate. Happy Friday once again guys. This is Sox Adventures coming all the way from Kenya, and it's so amazing guys having you on this platform. So guys, let's like the live. Let's like the live guys, as well as we subscribe if this is your first time in this platform. As usual guys, we are having our daily topic, So guys, as usual, that's our topic. It's all about friendship guys. It's keeping in touch with old friends important. Very, very simple. Very, very simple. It's keeping in touch with old friends important. Let me know guys. Let me know your thought on that. As I said, our poll each and every day guys. If you haven't joined this platform, we always have our poll, and we always have our topic. So today's topic is very, very important, but yet very simple. But most of the times we tend to overlook it, and yes, we tend to overlook when it comes to friendship. There are those old friends. We really want to understand if keeping in touch with them is really, really important. Because in life we keep on creating new friends each and every day. What about our old friends? Do we keep in touch with them? Or what really happens when we keep advancing or when we keep on changing in life? Let me know if you still keep in touch with your friend. Let me know if you still keep in touch with your friend. Are there, those old friends who can really say, we have come a long, long way with this guy or with this person? Let me know, guys, and I'm going to appreciate. Thank you, guys. Let's like the live. Let's like the live, guys, and I'm going to appreciate. Let's like the live, guys. Thank you so much for for joining. Thank you so much for joining. And then thank you guys for joining. Thank you guys for joining. Yeah. Today, guys, is all about your old friends. Let me know, guys. Let me know how you keep in touch with them. Let me know, guys, how you keep in touch with them. And I'm going to appreciate, guys. So let me know if you still have thank you guys for joining. You can support this live. Guys, by either contributing to our today's topic is all about old friendship, guys. And you can also, Corinne, how are you doing today? Thank you guys for joining with a lot of love. You can also, guys, vote. Yeah, you can also vote. And our question is very simple. In today's age of social media, which strategy do you apply to keep in touch with your old friends? Do you embrace and use technology? We have a lot of applications. We have YouTube, we have Facebook. There are those that are using what we are calling X. There are those on X, and there are those that are using TikTok to meet their friends. So which one do you embrace? Do you embrace that technology, or do you even make a physical follow-up? Because there are others who really want to know where their friends really went to, and they are even making physical follow-ups, visiting their friends, understanding how they are faring on in life. And others, they are not really making a follow-up, but they are really, they really meet maybe within a certain time, and they plan some activities together, and others are always present and reach out for their friends each and every time. So guys, let me know the kind of a strategy that you use. Yeah, because all these are possible. There are possibilities on how you reach out for your friends. On how you reach out on your friends. So guys, you can vote. Let's make the poll. Let's make the poll. I know, and I'm very sure, guys, we all have friends. You know, we all have friends. Let me understand which strategies do we use, to keep in touch with them. Yeah, because old friends are equally important as new friends. Corinne. Bonjour. Bonjour, Corinne. Thank you guys for joining. Thank you guys for joining. Let's like the live, guys. Let's like the live. Guys, keeping up with an old friend is really, it's a very good thing, you know. So keeping up with Node Fred, is such a very good thing. These are people whom know even a little bit of your history. They are probably people whom you grew together with, and one of the best way, one of the best benefits of always meeting with them is always they offer what we call the emotional wellness or well-being. You know, thank you guys for joining. Let's vote. Let's keep our votes coming in, and also we can contribute to our today's topic. Very, very, very simple, but at the end of the day, very, very important. We are just asking: is keeping up or is keeping in touch with an old friend important? Is it really important? Let me know your thoughts, guys. On my side, I think and I believe that thank you so much for the like. Thank you so much for the like. I appreciate. Thank you so much for the like. I always agree that meeting up with us with that old friend is always a good thing. Most of them really understand your struggles. You know, maybe these Karen. Hi, I hope you are doing well. I'm doing fine, Karen. I'm really doing fine. I'm really doing fine. What about you, Karen? How are you doing today? How are you doing today? Thank you so much for voting. Thank you so much for voting. Thank you guys for joining. Thank you guys for joining. I welcome everyone in this platform. If this is your first time, kindly guys consider subscribing. And if you are a returning, viewer and a subscriber, thank you so much. As always, guys, we really have our daily topic. And today we are just asking a very, very simple but yet a very instrumental topic. Is keeping up with an old friend important? Is keeping up with an old friend important? Let me know, guys. Because in life, we always make a lot of friends, and there are those friends that we really made a long time ago, growing up. Karen, yeah, and you told us you are going for a leave. You told us you are going for a leave. We thank the Lord if you are doing fine. Thank you guys. Let's like the live. And also guys, let me know if you still consider your old friends as important as your new friends. Because as we keep advancing in life, most of the times we really don't care about the old friends. Yeah, I have seen growing up in a village, we really had sitakaa leo sana it happened that I have a newborn. Wow, congratulations. Thank you so much. It was very fast. It was very fast. Wow, congratulations. Eh? Motherhood stroke fatherhood is such a very, very good thing. Wow, congratulations. Wow, that's a very good information this good evening. That's very, very important, and that's a very, very good information this good evening. Wow. So growing up, guys, we really had a lot of friends. Thank you. Even the first one was so fast. The firstborn, or what, Colin? Hmm? At least now you are mother of two. Wow, time is learning fast. Time is learning very, very fast. Yeah, but it's always good to kids are gifts from God, guys. Yeah, I agree. The firstborn, the firstborn. That cowboy, that cowboy. Yeah, it's always good. Yeah, that's a good strategy. When they grow up together, then it becomes a little bit easier to converse. It becomes a little bit easier because they are going to grow together at one point, and then you'll be wow. Yeah. Unlike when maybe one is in primary school, the other one is in high school, the other one is in the university. I think it's a lot of stress. Try to figure out now this one is finishing maybe primary school, and maybe the other one is still in the high school. Yeah, that's a very good strategy. That's a very good strategy. Yeah, of course, when they are young, they will always, kids are kids. If both of them are boys, then they'll keep on fighting now and then. But if it's a boy and a girl, then I think the fight will not be so extreme, you know. But the good thing with them, when they grow up, they will always appreciate where you have, where they have come from, how you tethered them, and they are always going to appreciate. Especially boys really love their mother. You know, they understand that mother is everything. They always know that mother's love is very, very important. Like us, we used to grow like four boys almost the same time. Four boys almost the same time. We always appreciate our mom. Four boys at the same time. Yeah, I know you can now understand the headache. Hmm? But the good thing, she used to be very, very, very tough. So anytime maybe you went astray, she could not even spare you. Even today, but today we are good to go. But growing up, she was very, very stringent. So when she gives you some duties, you have to do them. And you don't have to keep on asking, why should I do those duties? That's the good thing about being a mother. And then now when they grow old, they come back and appreciate the parents for bringing them, up to where they are. So kids, to me, they are always very, very important. And having kids is always a blessing from God. Mm? Is always a blessing from God. So when you have kids, always appreciate. When you have kids, always appreciate. Because there are so many people, trying to look for kids, and unfortunately they can't get those kids. So once again, Karen, congratulations. Congratulations. We really want to say congratulations, for bringing a newborn. So guys, now coming back to our topic. There are some people that as they keep advancing in life, they keep on, and it's life, they keep on getting new friends. And there are those people that are gifted in such a way that maybe they can even remember their 10 years old friends, 20 years, even their childhood friends. But I don't know the others that really don't know how to keep the thread. As they keep advancing in life, they tend now to keep new friends and really tend to alienate their old friends. I don't know, maybe in which category are you? Are you one of those guys that you can be able to read them with the new friends, or new friends come with the new status that you have, the new position that you have, maybe the type of job that you do. Those are your immediate friends. Thank you so much for the like, because thank you so much for the like, because of the the position, the workplace, what you do in life. So you find in most cases that there are those guys that really hold on into, or hold really on their new friends. But there are those guys that really even understand, and they always remember the old friends that maybe they left 20 years ago. Like I have some very good friends whom we used to school with in the primary school, and those are 15 to 20 years ago. And even today, guys, we really connect with them. I really connect with them. I really, I really make phone calls, and if I'm in a position to visit them, uh, I always visit them and ask them how they are faring on in life. But most of the people don't really want to understand, the challenges their old friends are experiencing each and every day. Thank you guys for the love. Thank you guys. Let's keep on liking the live as well, guys. You can also vote. We are asking a very very simple question. In today's age, which strategy or which way do you keep in touch with your old friends? Because I believe that we all had old friends. There is a person that is saying that he or she embraces the use of technology. Technology is one of the key aspects, and I agree that has really, really connected us. For instance, I see my primary old friends, they are all on Facebook. So anytime maybe I scroll maybe on Facebook and I see, oh, this is so and so, and we used to be in the same class with him or her. I always add him or her, and they always feel very very appreciated in such a way that they always feel that you are always connecting with them. But there are those, maybe it all depends with the age, because like in today's world, you find most of the people that are using maybe the platforms, the social media platform, maybe they are the millennials, and probably now the Gen Zs coming downwards. But you find now those old guys, those are guys like the Gen X, like the Gen X. Most of them, they are not even using the smartphone for Facebook and the stuff. So you find now those one, the way they were brought up, most of them were brought up in such a way that if they really want to understand where their old friends went to, they just meet somewhere. Yeah, they just meet somewhere for a cup of coffee, for a cup of tea, and even you just find like others even have what we call the common activities. Yeah, like you find like in our African settings, we always appreciate what we call the chamas. Those old wazees, the old guys, they always meet somewhere for a meeting. They have a chama where maybe they contribute, find some finances to do 1, 2, 3 activities, maybe to upgrade on their villages and something of stuff. Others, they even reach out. There are those friends that are very very curious to understand, where did my friend go, how is he or she faring on with life. And I think that's another very very key and effective strategy. I think I have used that one on reaching out. Like there is a guy whom used to be very very sharp in our class, that was in primary school, but unfortunately the parent didn't have a lot of resources to take him now to high school. And therefore, when we finished now the high school, the primary school, it was like each and every student now they went their different directions. See, and we didn't even have time to see each other because most of the time you would find that some of us went to high school, boarding high school. Those that didn't go to high school, probably most of them, the highest number were left in the village. And for those that were not left in the village and they did not make it to high school because of financial constraints, most of them now went to do, some jobs here and there. So mostly you find in an African setting, maybe you have finished your high school and maybe your parents do not have resources to take you through the high school education. You probably now go and do some activities like job related activities. So you find maybe you you just join a mechanics or something of stuff. Others maybe go and do some plumbing, all those type of technical jobs. Yeah, the technical jobs. So once now you are there now doing the technical jobs, of course, now you no longer think about those guys whom you used to be in the same school, because now for your case, you are a different case. Because already you have entered into another territory. For your case, you're already now trying to look for your daily bread as either a mechanic or as either an electrician or any type of job that you do. And the other guys now they are in school, they are still continuing the education, and in the process you make your friends, your new friends in the in the now the sector that you have joined. And these guys now that maybe joined high school, it also gives us another platform or another latitude for us now to form another new friendship. And therefore now it's very, very tempting now to forget the old friends and now settle with the new friends. And this keeps on advancing as now you move from high school to the university or college. You also keep on, finding new friends here and there. And now you tend to forget, your high school friends, those guys that you really struggled with. And at the end of the day, now you lose the connection, and the moment now you lose the connection, it becomes even very hard to understand where did they go, what are they doing in life, how are they faring on with life. So it becomes a little bit very, very complex. But one thing that I love with those guys that are very passionate about friendship, there are those guys that can really look for even your number. They can even look for your number, especially even when you are not doing anything. So at the end of the day, they are very, very important when it comes to connecting and to keeping friendship. Those keeping friendship is one of the complex things that one can ever experience in life. You know, it's one of the complex things that one can ever experience in life. And therefore, for my case, I think I have embraced technology, to keep up with the old friends, to understand how they are faring on in life, how everything is moving on, and how maybe they are trying to mitigate some of the challenges that that they are facing in life. And one thing that I have appreciated, from old friends, most of them are very, very caring, especially when they realize that you have that kind of an intact, friendship, because most of them, Karen, leo internet ni stress. Wow, oh, pore sana Karen, pore sana. Wow, Karen, pore sana Karen. I think you are pore for that, pore for that. Yeah, sometimes internet also fails us. And power, internet and power. Wow, internet and power, they always fail us big time. They always fail us big time. So it's always good, it's always good to ensure that But now the issue is when internet now start, is not there, it becomes a challenge. Okay, it becomes a challenge now to handle. Those are factors beyond our control. So friendship, keeping up with old friends, I think it's a good thing, a very very good thing. Karen, or maybe the internet is stressing you because it really want you to focus, to focus on the new baby. Sometimes these things you can be doing something and then it is giving you a lot of stress. Maybe because it really want you to focus on maybe, yeah, they are called the newborn. Newborn are always very very fragile, very very fragile. Mhm. They really love to be handled with a lot of care. They really love to be handled with a lot of care. A lot of care. So there are those that there are those that have embraced technology, the Gen Zs and the millennials. I know they are always they are always contacting their friends now and then. And now we have another very very good application we call the WhatsApp. Wow, that one also really changed the landscape of our communication. And because you can even get all the contact of your friends, and the moment you have them, now it even becomes more simplified in terms of connecting with them each and every day. So embracing technology, I think there is nothing as good as embracing technology, because the way technology is moving, wow, I think it has given us the mentality that everything will be done using technology. So guys, there are those also that really loves on foreign up. Where did my friend go? What is she or he doing? Uh, and it becomes a little bit more, it becomes a little bit more good, especially when you understand what they are doing in life. Like there is a friend of mine whom we didn't even connect a lot. And there was a time I was telling Karen that I lost my classmate, one of my classmates, and in the process of attending, the burial and also the mass, the final rites, the mass and the mass. I met a lot of friends, and all of them were telling me, I heard about his death using, via the Facebook. That's where I heard about this issue. For me, I always ensure, even though I cannot connect with all of them, those that I can connect with them, I always keep in touch with them. Even there is a good friend of mine who always says that I keep on calling them. You know, and they are always very shocked. Thank you so much for the like. They are always very shocked that I always call them. And those are high school friends. And high school friends, I'm talking about maybe 7 or 8 years ago. Those are guys whom we used to be in the same class. But at the end of the day, I always ensure, that I connect with them as a way of ensuring that, we are just there as good friends. So whenever we have challenges in life, we can be able to connect, we can be able to communicate, and if it's one of us that has been affected, then it becomes even a little bit easier for us to make the follow-up. But there are those that really do what we call complete alienation. You know, they are no longer there. They don't care about their friends. That's now the thing. They don't really care about their friends. They don't even care where their friends went to, and they take what we used to call. I think this was the same thing, that the same ideology that we used to be told by our teachers during high school days. They used to tell us, when you get out of that door, All of you are going to go to different directions, and maybe you are not even going to meet in life. But yeah, most of the teachers used to tell us that. For those who went to maybe even primary school, even the lower schools, most teachers used to tell us, the moment you get out of that door, most of you'll never even meet. And I have come to realize that that thing is very, very practical in life. You know, you always hear some stories. He went somewhere. That one is abroad. The other one is still in the village, but getting him or her is a little bit complex. Life is so diverse and very, very complex. Mhm. Very, very, very complex. So if the strategy now, if you can be able to meet your old friends, to me, I would always appreciate if you are able to call them. There are those friends that not you can never be friendship, or you can never maintain all the friendship, because some went to different level in life, and maybe they don't appreciate or they don't value that level of friendship that you would really love to prevail between you and them. So for those, it becomes a little bit complex, but there are others that are just there, and once maybe you call them once or twice, they appreciate a lot. They appreciate a lot, and they always remember that there was a point in life when you guys used to school together. So even in our workplaces, guys, even out here, there are some people whom you just meet, and then after a while in life, you just disconnect. They go in a different direction, you go in a different direction. But if you are able to meet with them, or if you are able to connect with them, then it becomes a little bit good thing. Like I remember I really had a client whom used to work within this location, and that client was from Uganda. So anytime he would come, he would buy all the stuff that he needs. And he was really telling me, very soon I'm going back to my motherland, which is in Uganda. And but one thing that I would really love to have is your number. So when I go back to Uganda, maybe we can be able to connect each and every day. And it got me I got very, very interested in that kind of friendship, because even today, he always calls me with WhatsApp, and he always tells me, I'm still in Uganda, everything is doing fine. How is Kenya? How is job? How are you guys faring on? That kind of a follow-up, and it really keeps igniting, that type of a good friendship, where you can lay them and you can connect, and at the end of the day, you can even plan to do even something in the future, because there are so many things that those old friends can really bail out you guys with. For instance, I have seen that we are having this kind of an increasing trend, and I'm so sorry to say so, where when we reach a certain status in life, we don't want to really associate with the old friends. But once problem strikes us, and we are having a lot of issues, death, are, death is there, which is a paramount thing. And apart from death, people are experiencing a lot of sicknesses here and there. And at the end of the day, they are really trying to go back to those old friends that they really despised. For instance, each and every time, and most people can testify to this, you just wake up and you just find yourself that you have been added maybe to 3 or 4 groups, WhatsApp groups, that really maybe deals with something like maybe like mchango, the contributions. You just try to think, who is this guy that has added me to this group. It is saying that is a friend of mine, or it's a person that I really know, but I cannot really recall who this person is, because there was that type of a disconnect. Maybe that person reached at a point in life and you really disconnected, and at the end of the day, once a person disconnect, there is nothing that you can do about it. But for those guys that really connect, they really understand the kind of life their friends are living. I always feel very, very embarrassed when I go somewhere and then I'm just told, your friend. I'm just trying to remember that friend because we really disconnected a long time ago, and I really feel very, very shameful, especially when I'm told about a negative story about that friend. You just wake up one day, you just find maybe you're in a 3 WhatsApp groups, maybe they are there for the contribution, maybe for a send off or something like a hospital bill, maybe for a friend, and it's good and it's very, very good. But at the end of the day, you find maybe that's a friend that who really, really disconnected a long time ago. They took another turn in life, and at the end of the day, there was no way that you guys would have reignited back or would have reconnected. I think that can really, I think can really mess you, big time. So it's always good, guys, if you're in a position to make a follow-up, to do so. And if you guys maybe you are doing you can be able to do some planned activities together, I think that's another very, very good strategy. Like, I remember there was a time that you were talking with Karen, and she was really telling me that in her village, yeah, those guys whom you grew with, most of them, they really, really connect. And then at the end of the day, apart from connecting, they, like, at the end of the year, maybe they are having a bash, or maybe they are having just, they are just reconnecting at the end of the year. you know at the end of the year, they are just reconnecting, maybe in their village, trying to understand. Maybe this one lives in this county, the other one outside the country, the other one maybe another place, and it becomes so, it keeps on growing you guys, because at the end of the day, you just feel that maybe you belong. But it's so ashaming, especially when you just go maybe in the village, and people even tend to see you like a stranger. It's also a shame. But the best thing all about old friendship is that if you keep contact with them, there are those friends that always keep on trying to understand how you are faring on with life each and every day. And I really love such type of friends, because at the end of the day, even when maybe you're in a fix, they always pray for you. you know they may not, some of them are so poor, of which it is nature of life, that they cannot even offer some financial assistance. But when you meet and when you have that bond with those old friends, wow, I'm telling you guys, you always find magical in them. They are so caring, they really want to understand. If life was very hard, were you able to converse or to navigate in that issue? And they really want to pray that your things are more better, so that when they are in a fix tomorrow, maybe you can be able to bail them out. That's the essence of having old good friends. There are also those guys, and for planned activities, I don't know what is happening in our African context. I think our systems are changing very fast, because growing up as an African, there was a time that we really used to have a lot of activities. This is where we used to have a lot of social activities. You connecting even with your family members, like those family gatherings. But nowadays, most families, life has been so individualized, to an extent that even connecting with a family member, it's becoming a nightmare. you know you just hear that your cousin went sijui where, maybe your aunt is sick, maybe your uncle is out of the country, maybe this is, you see, all that information, because there is a lot of disconnect between even the family members. The family gatherings, I don't know what are really happening to them, because like in our village, they used to be there. But nowadays, even those guys to attend the family gatherings, they are not even there, because I don't know if it's life that has become so complex. I don't know if it's all about hustles here and there each and every day, but the worst is all about the rate of disconnect. And I think that should be my next topic, understanding why people are disconnecting so much, to an extent that even the planned activities that families used to do in the past, they are no longer there. So it becomes a little bit more complex. uh, reaching out, I would also say that they are good friends that can reach out each and every time. You might not be meeting with them frequently, but at the end of the day, those friends or keep on always asking you, how are you faring on? We haven't met this year. How has been your year been? And it becomes very, very, it becomes a very good thing for you to understand that there is someone caring about you, even if they are very. So having those old friends and they are able to reach out, I think it's one of the best things that can never happen to anyone. But nowadays, I don't know also what is not really happening, because you find that even we as kids, we are not even reaching to those that we left in the village. Like you just find like a mother, maybe something like a mother who is in the village. She is old. Maybe all the boys or the daughters are in the city. And they keep on telling you, even they don't reach out. I always feel very, very bad, you know. And that's kind of a parental life and love, but at the end of the day, they are not even reaching out to understand how their parents are doing. They always, it's working the other way around. The parents are really reaching out to understand how their kids and those working in the city, how they are faring on, of which is not a good thing, because at the end of the day, our first friends are all about parents. you know you cannot be able to form another new friendship out there if you cannot even be able to connect with your parents. That's a lie. And at the end of the day, I think our society is changing in a very, very fast way, in such that we are not even taking our time to understand how our parents, maybe the ones that we left in the village, how they are faring on, how life is taking them, because at the end of the day, they also need to have that constant reach out. We need to keep on reaching out at them, understanding on how things are going on, and understanding how they are able to converse in their lives. Because if you are able to offer them a strong support system, then I believe they are able to live longer. you know but when we stay in the city, we don't even want to understand how maybe those we left in the village, they are faring on. Their level of hope also becomes a little bit dwindling. You see, at the end of the day, they really want to understand that emotionally, even if maybe you are far looking for other life, because at the end of the day, you cannot just stay there in the village and you are doing nothing. Even if you're in the city, even if maybe you're outside country, keep reaching out on them, because they really want to have that strong type of a support system. And once they realize that they have a strong support system, I think and I believe that those parents or those friends, because we also have those friends that we left, and if you keep on constantly, talking with them, reaching out of them, at them, they feel that they are having that strong bond, and their level of hope, it increases to a better, to a better level. Understanding that even if maybe you are facing some challenges, things are going to be okay. But nowadays, I don't know if it's the changing times where we no longer value, we no longer even value to understand how even those in the village they are moving on. I have a story about a certain family. They left their mother just in the village. They are three sons, two sons and one daughter. In total, they are three kids. The daughter got married far away. Then the two sons they came to the city here in Nairobi, and I always pass each and every time I'm in the village. I always pass in the village, and I always see their mother, and I always, she is one of my best friends because we have really grew with the son, with one of his youngest son, and each and every time he always tells me, you know what, I don't know where your friend is. Your friend has not maybe called me for the past 2 months. Do you really talk with him? And that Fred, I think he is a little bit more complex because you can call him and he doesn't pick, and he doesn't even return calls. There are also those guys, whom you call, and they'll never even return calls. So they, instead of you are trying to reach out at them, but at the end of the day, they are doing total disconnection. See, so it becomes a little bit even hard. So the mother is now always asking me about questions. You're afraid because I know you're in the city, and those people in the village. When you are once you are in the city, they always believe that you guys maybe you stay in the same city. Yeah, you can stay in the same city, but they don't understand that city life is so complex that you might be even my next neighbor, my next door neighbor, but even the rate of us meeting is another different thing. So at the end of the day, I always feel that that's a very, very big failure because at the end of the day, it's all about, you know, taking care of that parent. It's always appreciating that that parent is there, and all he or she needs is all about that emotional support. Even if things are not okay financially, just tell him or her, things are not working so far, and once things are going to work out, then we can see what we can do. And then once you have we are able now to connect with our old friends. Now we start rekindling those moments, like for those that like me that really grew in the village, having a lot of activities. For instance, when we used to be, when we used to be very young in school, we used to do a lot of fight, you know and those people that really grew in the village, they can really testify about that. We really, each and every day, I think, like in our class, we'd always fight, you know and we would not really fight as a way of creating enmity. We would really fight as a way of, it was kind of an enjoyment, because you really want to understand who can beat me, and who is more stronger between, in our class or in our. Thank you guys. Wow, thank you guys for the vote. There is another person saying that planned activities together. Yeah, there are those guys. There are those guys that really plans a lot of activities together with their old friends. And oh, Doreen, how are you doing, Doreen? Thank you, Doreen, with a lot of love. Oh, I didn't see that. Hi, Doreen. Yeah, we really wanted to understand who was more stronger than who. who was more stronger than who. That was the thing. It was not all about creating an enmity. No, we really wanted to know in our class who was the giant. That was our thing. It was not all. And now, because we have all grown old, we have all grown, time has gone, and we have all, went in different directions in life. We have seen a lot of things. So when now we meet with such type of a friend, we'll always now risky, or we always now, try to have stories about how it used to happen when we are young. And I think to me it creates a lot of therapy. I always feel very, very good, especially when I discuss with my friends, how we used to go for swimming, how we used to. And for village boys, for our case, it was a little bit tricky. It was a little bit tricky because for village boys, you just find that maybe you are there in the village and you are doing some queer activities. Yeah, very queer activities. You find if you are not going for swimming, maybe maybe you have gone someone's shaba or someone's land, and maybe to harvest some fruits. You see, because for boys it was just there in our DNA. You see, if you are not then there, maybe you are just somewhere, in your village road trying to have a Manchester versus Arsenal kind of a game. Like we used to get out of school at allowed 4, and up to date I always remember where you used to set our goalposts. In our village road, we keep the books aside, and instead of going home first, with our uniforms, we just set the goalpost and we keep going on. Manchester, we used to call it was form of a Manchester versus Arsenal form of a game. And those games had a lot of fun in such a way that you are just from school, you have not even gone home, but all you are thinking is all about having that game. It was so. Now imagine now meeting with such type of a friend, and now you are trying now to remind him or her, how those moments used to be. We also used to do a lot of swimming. Yeah, we really had a very narrow stream, river in our village. Thank you guys with a lot of love for voting. Thank you guys. I'm looking for my phone. I'm looking direct at my phone, but my phone is not even showing me the threads that are coming in. But I also have here my laptop. So I remember we used to have like a very, very stream, narrow, let me just say narrow stream. And we as boys, one day we just woke up and we realized that it was not serving us the purpose of swimming. And so it was now time for us to meet during one weekend with our shaba, with our machetes, those pangas, those village pangas, and the forks. And it was time now to expand, where now the river just goes flat. It was now time for us now to go with our pagas, and what do we call them? Those forks to expand so that we'll be swimming there, and everything used to be very, very good. Karen is saying now you need to give us some stories. Yeah, Karen is saying now you need to give us some stories. Karen, which story do you love to hear, Karen? And I'm going to give it. Which story do you really love to hear? And I'm going to give it to you. Yes.
Mama anauliza konde atamsaidia 100.
100? 100 hakuna Victor. Wo. 100 mimi sioni. Hii ni dhao na hii ni 100. Oba, huyu ashafuga. Utaenda pale kwa Masai kujaribu? Hebu kibia hapo usikie. a minute. Just a minute. Weka nguvu. Yes. Okay. Oh, very cool. Karen, kwenu kunya jeve. Karen, you are very strong. Uko wapi kwanza? Karen, you are very strong. Where are you, Karen? Very, very strong. Embracing technology, 67% running activities together. Karen, where are you? You are very, very strong. I really want to understand. There is no day Karen may miss life. That really shocked me a lot. And where is our bad boys? Bad boys each and every day squeeze and apotea manzi. Bad boys is getting lost. Ohoro. Doreen Batha. Oh, Doreen was here and she went. Doreen was here and she went. Very, very cold. Wow, 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 wow. Karen, there is no day you have missed. Ah, thank you for coming back. Wow. Karen, you are very strong. That what I was saying. Mm. Because there is no day that you have ever missed kuingia live. How did you manage, Karen? How did you manage? Make us understand. Hey, unajituma sana, Jafanya challenge ya Amanda. Ya Amanda tena ni gani? Oh, Karen. Challenge ya Amanda ni gani? Mbu nielezee Amanda's challenge. Which one is that? Because Karen, because the last time to Nico, but I haven't seen Amanda's Amanda's challenge. Maybe nikimaliza hii live then I go to TikTok niangalie Amanda. Each and every time you are teaching me a lot of things. Amanda tena ni gani? How does it go? Just give me some clue of how it goes. Because you are there, unampenda Amanda, I thought you are forever Wakanda. We are for unampenda Amanda, I thought we are forever Wakanda. I haven't seen the series. Sijaona hiyo movie, but I always hear about forever Wakanda. But then you must be very, very strong. Like for now, for instance, being a new mother, the way I have seen, wimbo mpya Zushu, hiyo nitatafuta hiyo nione venye Amanda anafanya. Like maybe ukiwa like a new mother, wengi hata kwenda live ni shida. They really want to have less stress, maybe for 2 or 3 good months. Just breastfeeding that young kid, that young toddler. that newborn, and then sasa wakiona sasa kameanza kustabilize kidogo kidogo. Now sasa, in fact most of them even naonaga wakikaa like 1 year, they don't really love any form of disturbances. Hiyo lazima nione ndio kwanza nicheke, hiyo nicheke, sababu sasa hii ni noma hii, because now the last time tulikuwa nao kuna boka ulikuwa unapiga huko ya kuwashonea. Sasa tena sasa ukaniambia now things are getting better, no, then you must be a mother. Wewe lazima ukue sasa a mother mwenyewe sasa. Oh, I'm just not supposed to go outside the gate. Oh, okay. Tena it's a very good way of relieving your stress, no, relieving your stress, sababu sasa maybe ukishida kwa bed sana, tena na unaanza issue za mgogo sijui nini, so I think it's also very very therapeutic, especially sasa kama bado uko Then the good thing, you are young, you are very young. Now that's another advantage that you have. So I think now for the Amanda challenge, now for your case, I think hapo iko nilikuwa nashona ndio nipate pesa. Lakini mi sikudhania that time ulikuwa unashona, things were also very good on the other side. Because there is no day, there is not even a single day you have even missed our lives, you know. Na si mimi peke yangu, Karen supports a lot of people, you know. She is in my life, she goes to another the main series, then we have the other guy. Yeah, I agree. Your body must be very very easy to converse. Siwezi means maybe if I die, and you are not going to die 80 years plus, ama ni 100, which is your target? A 100 plus. Yeah, 100 plus is good. 100 plus is good. Wow, then you must be very strong. You must be very strong. Manyama hadi Japani. Hii tena ni gani? Manyama hadi Japani. Oh, Manyama hadi Japani. Oh, okay. I get it. Yeah, of course, mpaka sasa zikuwe zimesag. Hapana, that's very very young. That's very very young. Let's target 80 plus. 80 plus should be our goal. And you know the good thing na watu wenye ukuwa na kamuli kadogo, it becomes even very very, yeah, of course. But now you see at the end of the day you have to keep on exercising each and every day. And you know the good thing with you, bado unaendelea kutupatia story, very very good stories. So if you are here and maybe you haven't watched Karen stories, wow, Karen has a lot of good stories, very very figurative stories. But I always see most of them wakilala, you know, because of the pain. They always complain about the pain, you know. And then they always say that now the newborns are very, very delicate. Of course, it is very true. They are very, very delicate. So you just stay near that newborn so that you know. Oh yeah. But when they sleep, you do that live. Yeah, you do. Thank you guys for joining. Thank you guys for joining. Thank you guys for joining. If you are here, guys, you can contribute by voting, and also you can contribute on our topic. We are just here with my good friend Karen, just trying to have some good stories. That's why nilikuwa naumwa na tumbo nikiwa live. Wow, and okay. Yeah, I agree, because now when you are maybe doing some exercises here and there or some activities, it even is. And then unajua sasa you are more introvert. Yeah? When you stay in your kitchen each and every day, now it becomes a little bit tricky for us to understand. So you have to talk to us so that you are not maybe bored too much. Wow, but that's a lot of sacrifice, That's a lot of sacrifice, of which it's such a very good thing. Because the more you sacrifice, the more now. And guys, if you can be able to support Karen, support by watching her playlist. Yeah? Support by watching her playlist. She has a lot of very figurative videos. Yeah, so if you can reach out, just the way you can see Karen Jepkirui, that's her channel name, and she does such an amazing job. I'm just telling her there is no time. She has a newborn, but there is no time that I haven't seen her. No single day that I haven't seen her. Even if a lot of crazy stories. Of course, some are very, very crazy, guys. So if you really love crazy stories, then there you go. If you really love stories that you can laugh the whole day, listen to Karen Jepkirui's stories. She has very, 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 very unique stories. Very, very unique stories. And the good thing about her stories is all about how they read them with life. Yeah, Karen, I agree. So I'm telling her that there is no single day that I haven't seen her. Even if it's just coming to my life and just seeing her. That's a lot of commitment. And when you have a newborn, like so many new mothers, it's all about, first of all, focusing on that role, of tethering to that newborn. And from there, now you are going to come back in the social media after a while. But Karen, she has given us no chills. She is always there. Yeah, so if you are able to support her, I would really love that, you just support her and she is going to feel very, very good. She's going to feel very, very good. Karen, where did our guy go? Bad boys. I haven't met him lately. I don't know where nowadays amepotelea. Bad boys. Wow. I think nowadays ameingia Timo. Or he is back in school. the Battle of Hasna, 1606. Wow, that's a long time ago. Zingine unashangaa tu. No, it's creativity, Karen. The creativity, manzi. Yeah, your creativity. I thought I thought the bigger boy. I thought the bigger boy yako sawa sahi. Karen, I thought the bigger boy does not need some diapers. Yeah, that's very expensive. You know, that's very expensive. If both of them you have to change. Wow, being a mother sometimes is very tough. Very tough. Yes, you come here. Yeah, for two is it's a bit of work. For two, it's a bit of work. Yeah, your stories are very creative. Very creative. I don't know where our good man young bad boys amepotelea nowadays. I can't see him lately. Yeah, having two toddlers at the same time. Wow, that's a little bit complex task for a mother. Hmm? A little bit complex task for a mother because this one is crying, this one is asking for milk, this one is saying, you know, and both of them you have to be very cautious. Anataka kumchapa akiwa mdogo hivyo. But you know, I always used to hear from new parents when they have young kids, if they ka first born, sasa kanaona kanaanza kurukwa, you just brought another new person and all the time, all the space, and all the dedication that you used to give to him or her is now being taken over by another one. They don't feel okay. So they have like really fight for their space. But as they keep on growing on, they just realize that that's because now you just brought a new visitor, yeah, and now that new visitor is getting more attention than the way that the other guy was getting that attention. So it's becoming a little bit tricky. To him. So that's a form of self-defense. Hmm? They are called kids. Kids. They are always very unique and very interesting. Yeah. Sasa unajua you are taking more attention to the newborn. than the way you would have taken care for him. So he is a little bit more hesitant to that story. He is more hesitant to that story. So he have to put the self defense mechanism. Yeah, that's the kind of defense mechanism that he is putting up. Yeah, you should always be very 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 keen. Ukae karibu sana, but with the time ataenda tu kama amemzoea, and then at one point hata di atakuwa anakuja kukuambia, mom, the small baby is crying, with the time akishamzoea, everything shall be fine, everything shall be fine. Utashangaa sana, everything shall be fine. He will now be the defender, he will now be the defender. He will always protect him from others, That's the good thing with kids. Once they realize maybe your siblings, wow, now they start protecting you fully, No one can touch you when they are there. So with time atakuwa customized. He's just going to appreciate. That that's the essence of brother being a brother or being a sister, and then everything shall be fine. Thank you guys for joining. You can support the live, guys, by liking. I know, I agree. And kids crying, wow. Yeah, as a mother, when they are crying and both of them maybe need your attention, wow, it comes with a lot of stress. It comes with a lot of stress, because now you are bargaining. Who is who? But now when they grow old, at the same rate, at the almost the same age, wow, then it becomes a very beautiful thing. Yeah, of course you have, because you cannot leave this one and you look at the other one. No, both of them are kids. Both of them are kids, and they really love that form of attention. They really love that form of attention. I also remember growing up, because I was the last born. I really loved a lot of attention. That's now the worst thing with last borns. They really love a lot of attention. Anytime, any day, they really want to be prioritized in terms of giving attention. So, and they behave in a very, very weird manner, in such a way that they are very slow in doing some things, because the others are always very, very chap. You know, they are there, they are here, they are there, they are here. But last born, wow. Last born, I think they are a little bit slow when it comes to doing some things. Even if it means being evil. Of course, yeah, that's the essence of being the last born, you know. You can do even something evil and then at the end of the day you just pretend. Eh? All you need, all you are seeking is sympathy or even attention. That's the thing. That's the thing with last borns. But when they grow old, wow, they really love to appreciate their parents. Like me, I always stay maybe in the city like a month or two, and I just feel that I really want to go and see my mom. Yeah, that one was standard. That one was standard. Because at the end of the day, you really want to be taken as the kid. You know, you really want to be taken as the kid. So even if you have done something wrong, then you are going to look for a way to fix the next person, so that if it's being beaten, you know, you as the last born, you are not going to be caned a lot. You know, you are going to be caned in a moderate way than the other one, because the other older person who anapigwa and then he or she is asked, siwe ndio mkubwa, kwa nini haukumkataza afanye hiyo? Parents are also very yeah, of course, because at the end of the day, they always be like, I remember one of my brothers today, he is a pastor. He always remember during those days, you know, he was the one lazima amke. Maybe for instance, my mom used to come a lot in Nairobi because that's where my dad used to stay. So sasa tukiachwa, tunaachiwa sasa yule mkubwa, and he's just there. He needs to get out of school, akuje atupikie, and then beyond doing that, he is also going to ensure that we do our homework, you know, and then at the end of the day, the following day, because we have to go to school, he has to wake up very early in the morning, you know, aende akamue ng'ombe, atupikie chai, and then I, as the last born, I'm still sleeping, you know, minister of enjoyment. Eh? You are still sleeping, so that when everything is done, anakuja na kuita na kuambia amka, chai nishapika, you know what, uniform yako uliweka wapi ya kuoshe, and then akuvalishe uniform, and then sasa akwambie sasa enda ukunywe chai ndio sasa twende shule. You see, now they used to suffer a lot. But I'm just there, you know, I'm just there. Eh? Na mgelala ja hapana, he was very responsible. I think that's the reason why he is able to preach, because of that responsibility from the younger age. For my case, me, I was very lazy. I was very lazy. I used to wake up 20 minutes to time. No, they have to wake up. They have to wake me very, you know, in a dramatic way, so that I could just accept to wake up, and then from there now they just tell me, ukichelewa shule sasa shida yako, utaenda kujisort, lakini usiseme hatu kukuita. I remember doing that when my mom akienda night shift. Yeah, that's what most lastborn do. Most of them do like that. Na ni ile you just want to be, you know, that car attention, yeah, that car attention, because the older guys really have a lot of problems. They are always asked a lot of issues, you know, why did they do that? Kwa nini watoto hawajaoga? Kwa nini watoto hawajakula? Si wewe nilikwambia ufanye hivi na hivi, eh? So the blame is always on the older guy or the older lady. I can remember because we used to have one sister. Wow, That sister used to do everything at home. Before now she came to Nairobi, and then now this guy was left with us. So this guy would basically do everything, you know. So me hadi kuna maid karibu ajifugue kwa nyumba, ikabidi usiku niende daktari. Yeah, last born, they are always very, very dramatic. Very, very dramatic. And one thing that I really used to do, whenever I see maybe there was a task that I was given and maybe I was unable to complete, I could always tell this guy, because this guy he really had he really had that passion of doing things. So I could always tell him, niliambiwa nifanye hivi lakini sijui ikafanyika, and then you'd always say, sijali, I'm going to assist you to do that, lakini kesho make sure you do it yourself. See? Because when we are asked, and then I would say hata nilimwambia mimi sitaweza, and then he was the brave. So you see, he has to do it so that he is not braved. Last bones, wow, last bones. So daktari alikuwa anaishi karibu na nyinyi Karen, or what really happened? So when you see them fighting, when you see the Odak boy fighting, he really understand now his pace. His pace is really going away, His pace is really, tulikuwa tunaishi kuota ya mada. Oh, okay. Last bonds hapana. But they are very, very good people when they grow old. They don't have a lot of issues. They are just there. So Niels, not all. When they grow old, they really, really appreciate that motherly love that they were given, or that fatherly love that they really experience at home, because they are the last ones to come to the city. The parents are there. For instance, you see most of the last borns when you wanatoka maybe from the up country to town, they always, that's the time now the parents. So nikaenda nikaogaoga kwa daktari mwenyewe, anaweza amka. Daktari aliamka. And it's very, very easy to trust last born. I don't know why also that is so. I don't know. If you have seen the thread, I think last born are always very, very trusted. But the good thing is that the fortunate thing is that huyo maid kujua salama. Yeah, last born is always very, very manipulative. But one thing that I have observed with them, uh, when they are leaving the village or when they are leaving home, they are the last batch to leave their parents, and maybe this is now the age when their parent, maybe their energy is going down. This is the age maybe everything, after Kulea the others, that energy keeps on draining to a level now the parent tunaona sasa they don't even have the energy. And so when now they come to the city, they work very hard. They work very hard to ensure now the parents that they have left behind, they stay well. That's the good thing uh, with the last bonds. And in the process now, most of the parents really want to protect them, so that they are not manipulated by the others. So being last born has an advantage and also disadvantages. But I think advantages are more when one is last born. Wow. Wow. Now, guys, I think we should come to the end of our life. Our topic was very, very simple and very, very fundamental. Is keeping touch with old friends important? It's all about you guys. It's all about your view. If there is need to keep up or to keep in touch with the old friends. And we also had our poll. This is this is where the question was very, very simple. Where the question goes like this: in today's age, which strategy do you apply to keep up or to keep in touch with your old friends or friend? And I can see 67% says through embracing and using of technology, which I think this is the highest. This is the highest level. And making follow-up had 0%. Then planning activities together. Wow, that's so amazing. This is where maybe you plan an activity with an old friend, and this keeps you guys going on. And being present and reaching out, having 0%. So guys, I really want to say thank you. I really want to appreciate each and every comment. Thank you so much. Thank you, Carlin, for keeping the conversation going, and everyone else for liking the live, for joining, for choosing a choice in our poll, and for contributing to our overall question. As always, guys, this is your number one YouTube channel, Hopes Adventures. Thank you so much, guys. I really want to say thank you. May God bless you, and may He, shine light, to each and every activity that you are engaged in. As always, guys, it was real, it was good, and it was also therapeutic, guys, with a lot of laughter, to see you and always to interact with you. So, guys, let's meet tomorrow, same place, same time, God willing, and everything shall be fine. I think that's, guys, where I'm going to put a full stop. As always, guys, let's keep on sharing, let's keep on watching, and let's keep on supporting each other. As always, guys, may God bless you until tomorrow. Thank you. Good night, guys. For those that watched during the day, good day. And for those that watched during morning, good morning. Thank you, guys.